Hello everyone, and we are back in the long dark again after the kind of short video for last week. We are still in the gold mine. We have a little, still kind of debating if we want to just go for it from here because we've still got quite a bit of daylight left. So I think we might see where we're at. We do have 2 ropes to climb down. But, we're also going to be stuck in the dark otherwise, so I think we're just going to go for it. And if it's a mistake, then we learn from our mistakes. But, at least we have the backpack now and the crampons. So we kind of tink a little bit when we walk across some of this stuff. But that's going to help use less energy when we do use climbing ropes. And we'll see where we end up with all that. The goal is to just walk to the cave that connects to Timberwolf Mountain. So it's relatively a straight shot. Oh, it is very foggy though. It's a relatively straight shot. Sorry, excuse me. Straight shot there. There should only be a few wolves in the way. Take that at a really bad angle. Okay, we got it. There should only be a few wolves in the way, and sometimes there can be a moose, but it may not be there. I'm gonna go and grab this sapling since it's right here. But other than that, we should be okay. I don't know if we'll expect the moose or not. It's a little bit foggier than I like to travel in, just for my own personal comfort, but we can see quite a bit. And we'll still, you do, but you learn by doing, so we're going to do. I don't know why I thought there was something over here, but I guess it's just a nice little place, probably for sleeping or whatever. There's a backpack right there, which this can be a little bit tricky sometimes to not fall off the rest of this, at least for me, but I kind of want to see if there's anything of use in the backpack. And matches and some fuel. I just gotta be really careful. Once you fall off something once, you remember and you're careful. They said you learn by doing with this game. At the very least, I imagine you can learn what not to do in some certain circumstances by watching me. Yeah, it is really, really foggy. And sadly, we didn't get the snow shelter, but there is a hammer here. That is really lucky. We don't really need it, but that's one of the first times I've ever actually found a hammer there. But yeah, this fog is just a little too much. So I think what we're going to end up doing, just for safety's sake, and we don't have the resource, we don't have enough sticks. Okay, we don't have the sticks to build the snow shelter the way I was thinking. And I don't think there's any that even... Okay, we're just gonna have to do it. I am ill-prepared. I mean, worst comes to worst, we get mauled. I mean, there's really, you know, we have really good gear. And we've got means of defending ourselves, so it's not like it's, you know, super, super foggy and we don't have any means of defense or protection. We did get the Polaroid, but we won't be back there right away. At least we got that one. I can't see if there's anything down there. We'll just have to hope there's no surprises. Okay, and we're just going to have a second here. Guess I hadn't taken any shots out of that one. And hopefully not get startled by a wolf, which is probably going to happen anyway. Thought I heard something. Oh, yep. Knew it was going to startle me. And it did. Okay, come on, Wolfie. Oh. What happened there was I delayed too long in taking the shot, which caused it to trigger the attack anyway, which thankfully didn't do much of anything. But that's why you don't delay so long, because that'll happen. Sometimes you can do enough damage and actually kill them in the struggle because they're already wounded, but... And I forgot there was another thing to search back there. Oh well, it's alright. We shall just carry on. Really should be proactive though, because there's generally more than one around here. Picking up all of these sticks and birch bark. Still running around, trying to get away from us. Guess we didn't have to go quite this far up and around, but oh well, it's alright. With this fog, I don't want to miss a few things, which is possible. I am very prone to getting lost in the fog rather easily. This is why I don't travel in it too much, but we're gonna try anyway. I mean, the worst thing is we get lost. Just kind of hoping to be able to collect a few things, which kind of went too far this one way. Yeah, I'm a little turned around with this fog, but it's okay. we roughly need to travel in this direction. Sort of. Just want to collect this birch bark because that is really, it's very useful and it never goes bad. So it's certainly something that's more useful on higher difficulties because, you know, you're taking more damage generally. But it's also just good practice. Looks like the fog's kind of giving up quite a bit now. It's just good practice to pick up a lot of this stuff. Even if you don't need it, because it's just good habit for later. And we're steadily making our way. I don't think I got turned around to the point where I'm not going in the right direction. I mean, if I am, then we'll recalibrate and try again. I do feel like I am really too far off. Well, we're just gonna keep walking. We'll hit shelter eventually. See, that's the trouble. I start to overthink it. And then I don't remember where I am, but, you know, we'll manage. I hear. Thought I heard something. Oops. Oh my goodness, that was unintentionally funny. Okay, so yes, I did hear something. It was a wolf, and I have played this game for hundreds of hours. You can tell by my skill. Oh, that was so much funnier than it needed to be. Oh. But hey, we survived that as well. It's just not the way that really should have been handled. On the bright side, we didn't actually get lost. I mean, we didn't there's a whole other path to take to get to the prepper cache that's on this map, but I'm just not... What was that? Okay, so it was just a rock. There's a prepper cache we didn't go to, but I just don't... I'm not really worried about that right this second. I mean, we might need to go there, but, you know, I don't really want to trek all that way for it just to be an empty one. Okay, and the one I was using is very empty. This one's got some more in it. We'll just keep kind of using them and try to empty them out. And we'll just see see if anything's in here. Sometimes you can find the Splunker's lantern in this cave. It's not always here. Sometimes it's in the cave to Black Rock. And sometimes it's found in a cave that doesn't go anywhere in Pleasant Valley. I never remember where that cave is. It's by a picnic. It's like a little campground. It's by a little campground cave. I usually forget it exists, but it's like it's an indoor cave. I went the wrong way. I wanted to go the other way. But yeah, we'll just have to see if it happens to be here. It'd be really handy if it was, because that's kind of the better lantern. It uses a lot less fuel. At the very least, it's kind of the one I prefer to use, that lantern. I think it's also the only the word I'm looking for, the only item variant that also spawns on Interloper, because all the other ones don't, because usually it's, it's firearms. Here it is. Splunker's lantern. With its little description, that's a reference to the Lord of the Rings. So yeah, that's a good find. I mean, we'll still kind of use up the fuel that's in these lanterns that we have at the moment. But with having Splunkers, we'll just pretty much, that'll be our main lantern. We won't be carrying anything extra, which we don't usually anyway, so we've picked these up in the process of things. Let's see, was this the way I wanted to go? I don't know, I might be going the wrong way. We'll find out. I think I'm walking backwards in terms of everything. We'll see. Yeah, I'm too turned around to I feel like this is back the way we came, but I can't tell. So just a second. Yeah, back where we came. Okay, that's what I thought, but I wasn't sure, and there's no harm sometimes in taking a minute and making sure you know where you are. We'll get where we're going. Though it does seem popping back in did something for the lighting, it looks better. Might have been a little bit of a glitch that it shouldn't be, but who knows, we're just gonna go with it. Let's see, is this... Yeah, we're definitely going to find a place to get some sleep because we're completely out of energy now. Which this isn't a bad place to rest. I just kind of wanted to see what else is here before doing so. and this is back to Timberwolf Mountain now. Except in doing so, I really just want to turn around and go back into the cave because we need to sleep and it's nice and safe in here. Nothing's gonna come after us if we sleep in here. There's just a little, I was gonna say there was a little bit of fuel left and then I was gonna let it run out, but it ran out. So we're gonna eat. Get our levels all up and then we will sleep. Okay, and then we'll eat some more. Just want to get our energy meter completely up. Okay. We have no fuel left in that one either. Just want to make sure I'm going the right way. Which, you know, if I would have just turned and looked, we don't really need that. And we're back in Timberwolf Mountain. That's the way to the summit, so we're gonna go this way. I really should be proactive in the event of a bear. Which if it comes upon us like this, we're probably gonna get mauled regardless. And by rights, if we would go that way, we can actually just go down and we wouldn't have to use this, but I'm just gonna use the rope. Just in case there's a wolf around, you know, we're prepared for it. I'm just kind of debating what way to get back to the cabin. I mean, because if the moose is in the way, you know, that's gonna really hinder us getting back the other way, but we'll find something that works. There's a ptarmigan there, maybe, oops, that was not actually the button I wanted. I wanted to switch arrows, which is R. Kinda just curious if I can actually hit it. And I did. Be sure to switch your arrows back. It's still fresh cooked. We'll just eat it. Kind of like. Let's see. All this stuff is cured now. Not the button I wanted. I wanted to put this down. And I think we'll just take a minute and harvest this. Because feathers are kind of good to have. And I'll just go ahead and start a little fire here and cooked up this ptarmigan. I mean, we really didn't have to, but you know, it's cool. You know, we can kind of just take our time and then make our way back home. Let's just go ahead and we'll make a thing of tea while we're at it. Since we can pick all this up, we're going to go ahead and pick it up. Take it back with us. It's all nice and cured now. And we've got a lot of options because we can make the furniture workbench, but not right now. We'll just, since we picked up some birch bark, we'll process it. Because it doesn't do us any good if it's not in tea form. Which I got overzealous. I'm glad that didn't burn right away. Okay, and we'll have something to drink, and then we will carry on. Just kind of debating what the best way is because of the moose that might be there now. Don't really know until we get closer. Oh, we scared that ptarmigan. I figured there had to be more than one. Usually there's not just... Oh, there's... I don't know. I can't... It's not level 5. I can't shoot like that. Missed. Missed. I got 2. And I'm archery 3 now. Alright, so basically what I just did is we're just gonna go back to the cave and repeat the process again, which isn't very forward moving, but it is survival, and it's just good to have the down and we can get it. And it was worth to get those couple extra shots in because we know we're level 3 on archery now. Which should put us, which gives us 10% damage, and our critical is up by 15 now, so it's kind of worth it. I don't really notice a whole lot with the bow sway, personally, but everything else is a big deal. You know, the more damage we can do, the more useful it is against wolves and bears and probably moose. Moose are just kind of a terrifying thing. You don't really want to have to... Yeah. Moose are just one of those things that's like you don't really want to have to go after one with a bow unless you have to. At least for me. I mean, I've done it, but it's always a bit sketchy. But we'll probably do that at some point anyway, just for fun. But for now, we're just doing a few survival things, really relaxed. We don't really need to worry about food technically, but there's no harm in just hunting occasionally and being prepared. Plus, we're now carcass harvesting 3, so I don't know why I didn't mean to pick that up. I wanted to use it, not pick it up. Yeah, I mean, we're getting our levels up, so there's really no harm in taking our time, and we've got a few other places we definitely need to get to, but, you know, it's not like this is a time-sensitive thing where we have to get everywhere in 100 days or whatever. We can take our time and enjoy the process. And just carry on. Let's see, I don't know if I have too much to... I don't really want to process any more of these rose hips. That was a really strange sound. I wonder if that was just the way the wind was. Still really strange. And our bow's down to 8% health, which is really not that great. Yeah, it's just the way the wind's going through these trees, it sounds a little odd. So yeah, we're gonna just make our way. Oh, there was another one. Where was it? Okay, there it is. Keep getting startled today. Okay, that was not ideal. Alright. Okay, so our bow is broken. We got kind of a decent boo-boo off that, but I'm not gonna check the clothing damage at the moment. Oh, and our arrow broke too. Okay, so generally that was just not a very good encounter. I mean, we're fine. It's not like it's like we're in serious trouble. It just, that could have gone a lot better than it did. I'm just kind of wondering if the moose houses are, which you should be able to see it from over here. These feathers. Means thus far I don't see a moose. Which, if it's around the corner and it stomps me into the ground, that's gonna show me. But hopefully it doesn't come to that. It's not here again. Okay, that's fine. I'm not gonna complain about that. Because usually it's right around in this area. Very bad windy. I don't see anything that could be problematic at the moment. Which I still say not seeing is worse than seeing it. Not sure where the bear is on his stroll right now, so we're just gonna go this way because I don't really want to pop over the corner and the bear's there and we're not going to stand a chance against that. So we'll just kind of take the little bit longer way just to avoid the bear. That was just a stick, okay. I was just not sure if that was something to be concerned about. No, but that was. Okay, come on, Wolfie, Wolfie. That was a miss. Really was it's kind of an embarrassing miss. We're still alive though. Oh, it's gonna come back. Anyway, we're still alive, so we're doing okay. And I have gone at a really weird angle with all of this, but idea why I went this far up. I think I got distracted by the wolf. And the result is there's the wolf again. And it's going to try to conquer us again. Okay. Hang on, because I went the wrong way because I wanted to go that way. Alright, let's try again. I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to take the hide and the guts off this.
Feels like night is coming.
It's not going to add too much of an odor, so hopefully we can get away with doing this. If not, then we'll have some problems, but so far so good. We have made it back to safety. Our bear hide isn't quite cured yet, but it's getting there. And we'll just drop all of this for the moment. And drop all of these. This is quite a bit. I don't think we had any more maple saplings that were dry, so we don't have a bow for a while. But it's okay, we made it. A few bumps, but we made it this far, so that's good. Then we will rest again and we'll sort out our inventory and then decide what the next leg should be in terms of how we're going to handle this, because we still have a lot to do. We can also fix this in terms of how much time we spend here, so I'm looking forward to that. At least we have a lot of things we can do. And we'll have to take it one day at a time. Okay, it looks like the weather is a bit sketchy, but we're going to be sorting things out anyway. So that's alright. And we need to decide exactly what we're going to be doing, in the sense that, you know, if we wanted to loot the rest of this or go back to Pleasant Valley. I mean, there's still a lot to do, and we haven't even started any of the tail stuff yet, so I'm just kind of wondering what the best course would be. I mean, we're carrying quite a bit of weight at the moment, so there's definitely some things that are going to be left behind here. And we've got about a week before that's going to be ready to be able to make ourselves a new bow. So, you know, we've got options. I just should have been a little bit more proactive on having maple sapling at hand to be able to have a second bow that was functional. I'm kind of debating on just going back to Pleasant Valley at this point, and we can always come back and loot things and see what we can find then. Maybe we can come back. And we do have this whole bear hide here that's ready for use. Which we need 2 of those to make a coat or a bedroll. So we really can't do anything with it. We can take it with us. I think we still only have just the 2 wolf pellets. I keep trying to pick this one up. Actually, we have 4. So we have 4 wolf pellets. Which, I mean, even once that one cares, it does mean we can make a wolf skin coat. We still need 2 more rabbit pelts to make gloves. But like all in all, we've got a lot of supplies, and I'm just thinking about what we could do with it all. I think some of this we're just going to end up putting in here so it's cleaner. Which there's a lot of stuff in here already, but kind of at least try to make it look a little bit nicer. Fix this, but we could, and we could spend some time kind of maybe decorating this place a little bit. And, you know, just kind of seeing what all we can get our hands on. Put all this down in there, we don't need it. I mean, really, we could, and there's just a lot that could be done. I'm just not sure. It's just really hard to kind of organize things but where they look nice with like a small area. Still hoping someday we'll get stackable cans. That would be so nice to be able to stack them. you know, I mean, I'm just trying to consider everything. I mean, I do, now that we have the backpack and everything, I wouldn't mind making our way back. Well, to Mystery Lake, actually. That would be the end goal, to get back there. And then doing the walk to Broken Railroad, and then heading into the far territory to get the radio, the shortwave radio, which was to allow us to come back again and start that quest line. So that would be going into Hush River Valley and back to Pleasant Valley at some point, and you know, fixing up several different radio, you know, the transmitters and things like that. At least for the first leg. I mean, the last several bits are all in the far territory itself, which, I mean, are worth doing. You get some really good loot that way. Just not, I don't really want to rush it, but equally we don't have a whole lot of space at the moment, at least here, which I'm still sitting here organizing this anyway. I mean, because we haven't collected everything that we could get, so we might kind of work on that, maybe. I can't quite decide. We may just kind of see if we can, I mean, make a few clothing items and maybe read some skill books and just kind of spend kind of maybe not some overly interesting time here. Usable time to kind of get rid of a few things, and I mean, we've got plenty of rations and whatnot. It's not like we, I guess in some regards there's no harm in using up those rations. I do need to make sure how old this tea is, because if we have to, we'll just make cups of tea out of it and take that with us. It'll weigh more, but we don't want to waste these because they're useful against insomnia in the far territory. But, I mean, at least we're getting a few things sort of organized. I did it with a few extra summits, so we're just there. I had everything organized and not anymore. Which I really need to wait because the way they interact is problematic. But anyway, I mean, we've got a small larder going. There's just a lot of things we need to get to the next area, which, you know, or I should say, you know, back to Pleasant Valley. So it might end up being several trips to take everything from one place to the other. I mean, we'll leave a few things here just in case we need it. But that might be what we do, is just kind of work our way back. But not until the weather clears, so we can just kind of get things repaired and in good shape. And we'll plan on moving some things to Pleasant Valley and just kind of getting things, that far, and then moving things as we need it. I'll probably take, we'll be selective and take the rest to Mystery Lake and go from there. We're just carrying a lot of things we really don't need right this second. But, we can sort it out. I mean, I'd like to take as much as we can to Pleasant Valley and kind of leave it there, because that's kind of more central in terms of, if we, to go to coastal or anything like that. It's not so far out of the way like this is. I mean, at least it's a starting point. It's kinda... I would really like to be able to... How long of that takes a week as well. Just kind of thinking about rabbits, or we're probably going to have an easier time getting some for curing in Pleasant Valley as well. Should really like to take this hide with us. Does that result in any... Okay, it doesn't. I just wanted to see if it added to, being attractive or anything. Let's just be this, but, we don't need that at the moment. Or we can leave it here without any adverse effects. So let's start a fire. Don't know if I had anything that we already used that was left. Yeah, we can use one of these. Just kind of use it up. Use this fire log too, because we'll just make some water and try to be a little more productive with a few things. Definitely cook these potatoes since they take forever, and at least the weather is a little bit better than it was. Still more than likely just kind of stay here though. Don't want to make anything right at the moment, so we'll just kind of be wasteful with passing time. Cook another potato. Surely we could get away with sniffing a little bit. That wouldn't hurt anything. Okay, so we're here until the weather straightens up, and I do think we're going to be taking our first load of things to Pleasant Valley when the weather is better. At least that's the goal of the moment. I just want to make sure I will be taking all of this. We'll be leaving those, and we'll take the pill with us. But the weather right now is not good for traveling. Of course, the wind just died down, so it might actually be. And we'll probably start out tomorrow because we don't have too many hours of daylight left. So we'll just kind of get a few things repaired and just be set for tomorrow. I can tear this apart, don't need it. Let's see. I think I want to go ahead and I'll just repair these, just keep them in good shape. I know I'll be switching them out with rabbit skin once I have those, but at the moment it's just better to take care of the gear we've got. Ended up with one potato we didn't cook, but that's okay. And let's see, we'll go ahead and we'll read this for an hour. Which really we can do another one. Still the middle of the night, didn't time that very well. I think it's too dark to read. Actually, we can do a little reading, I'm surprised. Wrong lantern. Need to be able to see to pick up a little bit of something. We'll have the jerky. And actually we'll have this dog food. it's like it's so many hours. We don't have that much, well, overzealous on my part. Let's just read a little bit more. And now we can see properly, so we'll just take two of these, and we'll leave everything else for right now. Actually, we're still gonna have to come back. We can leave the pelt, but I'd really like to take a good chunk of these with us. And we'll take one of those. Let's see, what does that put us in? We still tend to carry a little more. Yeah, that's fine. We'll just call that good. Okay. And we just kind of have to go this way. At least it's nice and clear, and since we have such a good gear, we don't have to really worry about it being so cold at the moment. But we've got really good weather at this present time. It's nice and visible. And rather still too. I mean, I really should probably use torches instead of this, but at the same time, I don't really want to use torches. I really don't want to use my matches if I don't have to with some things. I tend to be rather flippant with them anyway, but it's got to balance out summer at the moment, and we really shouldn't run into anything. At least at this point, I mean, there's probably going to be something possibly on the way back to the community hall. There's several wolves in the way. Hopefully we can skirt around them, but you never know. But, you know, we've got so much good loot, and we've got the backpack and things, and we're just gonna have to make a couple trips back and forth to get the majority of it, because I know we haven't looted all of this yet. But I also kind of want to keep moving as much as possible, because I mean, we could start the process to begin the Tales of Far Territory stuff. So, but we need to go into the Far Territory first, and to do that we have to go to Broken Railroad, and we're at practically at the other end of the map. So if we just kind of get as much stuff as we can and kind of work it to the community hall and then take it from there to camp office. We'll be really set up rather well then in terms of our main base location. And then we can do, you know, the trek into Forlorn Muskeg and Broken Railroad, and we'll go and get the shortwave radio. But that's going to be a little ways away yet. But for now, we'll just take this first load stealth. So one thing about the lower difficulties, they give you so much loot, it's almost overwhelming. So it's like where you have to take so many trips if you actually want all of it, because it's all very good quality. It's not like it's like one nice thing and a bunch of junk. Like it's, you know, you just kind of want to keep it all. Either way, I mean, we'll work it out and we'll get there. And we still haven't done the plane crash here. There's usually some decent clothes to be found. I'm just making sure that wolf wasn't like right down there. Wind's picked up just a little bit. It's making it a little bit cold. We're actually having that meter go down a little bit. Just gonna pay attention. I don't know where that wolf is at the moment. Was that a stump or was that one? That was a stump or a rock or the other. Stationary object. Oh, there's the wolf. Okay, he's right there. I'd like to avoid him if possible. Ideally. Really don't have to rush as much in the inclines anymore since we have the crampons. It does protect our ankles a little bit more, but I'm always somewhat paranoid about injuries. And I think we're just going to walk back kind of a long way again. Feathers. Right, stop and pick these up. Always pick up feathers when you see them. They weigh next to nothing, and when you need them, you need them. So. Yeah, it's going to take us a little bit longer going this way, but it should mean... there's another maple sapling there. Missed that the first time, I think. But you know, going this way, at least it's open, it's clear, we can see really well, and we can bypass things. And you know, since we don't have enough inventory space to do the, you know, to clear out the plane crash at the moment, it makes sense just to kind of go this way instead. We're walking right into the wind, so I say that, and it's really not ideal at the moment. But it's okay, we'll see about taking a little bit different angle. We're just gonna turn a bit down here anyway. we can make it work. Just nice and simple. And then we get to do it all over again when we get the second batch of stuff. But it's worth doing in the long run. Even though it's not super interesting, it's just a lot of walking back and forth. But at least the sky is pretty. Another wolf there. I knew there was somewhere. I just expected him to my right rather than right in front of me. But we're just gonna see if we can just bypass them. But it looks like they're turned again, so we'll try. Kinda still want to know where they are. Oh, nope, no luck. Alright, let's go. I missed. Oh, well, yeah, I really need the bow back. I do better with the bow, but either way, we didn't get mauled. Though we didn't run very far. But we're not being stalked, so we're good. Oh, looks like we have some tree rubs there. I had that happen one other time that there's moose rubs, but I could never figure out where the moose was. Maybe this will be the time where I can go, there he is, I finally found him. Actually could skip down this way. Really isn't too much to worry about. Because we're very, very close to Thompson's Crossing at this point. All we have to do is really, if we follow this way, it should take, I mean, you can see the bridge right there. So we'll just kinda, we could just slip this way. There's usually not anything this close to the river, but there is a possibility of a timber wolf pack, like that way. But there's usually not much here. Sometimes there's some rabbits, but nothing to like be really concerned about. Take this as well. Kind of get in a stockpile. see a rabbits up there. There's two actually. 3. Kind of thinking about taking them. Because if we go in the back door of the community hall, we should be able to bypass that one wolf that's usually near the front. Because I really could use these pelts. One down. There's 2. Okay, I don't know where the other one went. It would have been this way. Just need to be careful. Oh, there it is. Didn't really want a wolf suddenly realizing where we were. And poor little bunnies. Okay, we still should be really mindful because we are carrying a lot of stuff that smell at the moment. And we're going to be attracting everything that realizes we're here. We should be okay. There really should only be one wolf. And we should be able to get in the door before they realize what's going on. There we go. We did it. And we're back here. And we have cured maple saplings and a cured wolf pelt here that I did not remember about. Okay, so that might slightly change the plans for later. Pick up both of those and we'll just pick up this and we'll drop all those saplings here. Because everything else was, yeah. And just get those things curing some more. We have some ruined rabbit I forgot about. And we'll have some fluids and we'll process these rabbits really quickly. Then we can drop all that stuff there to cure. I'm really wondering if we shouldn't do a detour to the little red barn, and since there's a workbench in there, we can make a wolfskin coat and a new bow. But first, I'm kind of figuring it makes sense to cook up this rabbit.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
Just use some coal and some sticks. I mean, we need to sort all this out. Got this ruined rabbit, which isn't super edible looking, but we'll cook it anyway. Oh, I never searched this? Oh, and there's all salmon in there. We'll be cooking that as well. Surprised I overlooked that. I mean, there's also some salt and some broth here. Can move that down where I can see it. We could do a little bit of cleaning around here. Oh, there's a peanut butter jar
Nobody
too.
needs this anymore.
It's so easy to overlook things. I think we'll go ahead and we'll make some water while we're here. I mean, we have the resources. Why not? We can just always leave any excess here. And we sort out a few things. Didn't actually mean to set that rock down, but I did. Gonna keep the woodworking tools on me right this second because I'm trying to think if I'm gonna want to use them anywhere else that we're going back to. Wasn't paying attention to that. Let's do water. Cook this trout. And we'll make some tea. I mean, we've got enough resources. We can do that. I don't know. We do have some coffee. Okay, I thought I left it all behind. cooking level 3. That's good. Good progress. Low on water. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna put those matches right here. That's what I was gonna do. Got distracted by coffee. We don't need to be carrying all these with us, and they do add up to a little bit. And I still had... really don't need to carry this or the thermos right now. And we'll just take 2 of the torches. So that gives us a little bit better in weight. I mean, we're still carrying a lot. We're just gonna pass time. Set it again. You can put something on here that's not that one. Not that one. That one. We'll just kind of make use of some of this kind of... get our cooking skill up with things that it's just going to speed it up a bit. What we're going to do is I'll use some of those water purifiers on that. I inadvertently did a pattern there. Wasn't really trying for that. Okay. And then we... yeah, we've got way more can put some of that down, but we're just really nice and prepared then. Let's see, we can just keep one of those with us. And we'll put the water. Let's see, and we can just spend a little time reading a bit, and then we'll sleep. I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm like looking like, which one have I read? This I'm going to tell me. Except that one.
I need to rest soon.
Okay, that gets us fully rested and everything in. I think that's a good stop point for right now. And the next one we get to kind of repeat the same thing again with collecting more resources. But thank you for joining me for this part of the journey, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. Take care of yourselves until then.